Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to a good friend of mine who has been very involved with our friends at Heineken. Dr. Rick Goodman, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me, Sock.
Thank you for coming in today. So, listen, I'm holding the title of your book is so very appropriate for what we have going on. Everybody's like, why are you interviewing an author during the Regatta? Well, the reason is the title of this book is Living a Championship Life, and how to live a championship life. And if you're going to be a successful competitive sailor, you have to live a championship life. Tell us about the book.
Well, a little bit about the book. Since 1988, I've been studying success. People from all around the world, Fortune 500 companies, Olympic athletes, and Super Bowl champions. And I had the opportunity to be one of the team physicians for the St. Louis Rams during their Super Bowl run. What people forget was they were the worst team in the 90s. And we started to talk about certain principles, especially the principles of success. People fear, and fear just stands for false evidence appearing real. Most of the things we worry about never happen. Once we started to get people turned around, we had a concept called I can, I must, I will. And that came from a time when I was growing up and I wanted to stop playing ice hockey, and my father had said, you've got to do it. If you can't, then you must. If you must, then you will. And it's all mind focused. So whenever we get our mind going in that right direction, and we support it with our skills and techniques, just like these great sailors out there in the regatta today, it's all about focusing on what you want to have happen and visualizing it. And once you get there, you work your way backwards. You begin with the end in mind, know what you want your outcome to be.
So kind of know where you want to end up, and then figure out how you get there, right?
I travel around the world and I ask people 20, 30, 40, 60, 70 years old, they say, what do you want to be when you grow up? The number one answer I get is, I don't know. Well, I'm here to tell you, you're not coming back. You may come back as a fish or a frog, but you're not coming back as you. So you better do it.
You better figure it out now, right?
You got to.
You know, people always laugh at me, right? Because for years, growing up, I had always said, listen, when I turn 40, I'm going to retire from career one and go start career two. And for a million years, I thought that meant I was going to go become a college professor, with the tweed jacket and the arm patches and the bow tie and the whole bit, and go teach at some business school somewhere and be, kind of that guy. And that never happened, but the whole idea of retiring when I was 40 and starting career two, well, that did happen. I never in a million years thought it would be radio. But it's amazing how that when you kind of set your mind with a particular goal and objective early on, you may not know the specifics of how that's going to materialize, but making it materialize in one way, shape, or form or another is something that just takes a lot of persistence and hard work, like anything else. Like saying, I'm going to be the best sailor and I'm going to win my class in the Heineken Regatta, or I'm going to be the fastest boat around the island. Whatever the case may be, it all takes teamwork and careful planning.
Absolutely. And you know something? It's interesting. I watched the great philosopher, Samuel Jackson. He was on The Tonight Show. And Jay Leno said, to what do you attribute your success? And he said, when you do what you love to do and you have fun doing it, you'll make a lot of money, you'll be successful in anything you want to do. And that's the key, is having fun, having that balance in life.
Well, it was funny. I was talking to one of the schools today, not today, it was sometime late last year, and we were having this discussion with a lot of the high school kids here on the island, one of the local schools. And the discussion was, what do you want to be? What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do? And so many of the kids had that question, I don't know. And that they also, had this concept that said, I have to figure out what I want to do now for the rest of my life. And I said, well, no. What do you like to do? If you can figure out what you like to do and make that your career, then you've hit a home run.
Absolutely. And you know what? That's the key to success. Most of us are not doing today what we went to school to do. And I talked to my son about it, and my daughter, in fact. My daughter just wrote a book called Jamie's Journey Travels with My Dad.
Let me hold that up to the webcam as well. So Jamie's Journeys Travel with My Dad by Jamie Goodman, and you wrote the foreword. And then, of course, here's Living a Championship Life, a Game Plan for Success. We'll hold that up to the webcam as well so everybody can see it. And tell us a little bit about Jamie's book.
Jamie's Journey started out to be my book. It started out to be a dad's guide to traveling with a teenage daughter, Generation Y. Why would you do it? A 16-year-old and her father going out there, and I'd been a single father for some time and then got married. my wife had passed away and she'd gone through a rough time. And what happened was Jamie said, let's get out of here, let's go away. We went to Europe for a month and lived there with no cell phones, no technology. She had to deal with me. When we got, and I said, let's just write exactly honest. We started in Chicago, we went over to London, Rome, Paris. We were in Italy, all throughout Italy, and Florence, Venice, Tuscany. Then we jumped over to Israel, to Madrid, and came back. And the situation evolves, and right around page 18, we're walking through Florence, and she's in chapter 18, and she says, boy, we make a great team. I knew at that point I hit a home run. And she gives gems to other children, other teenagers, basically saying, hey, hang in there with your parents. They may be annoying, but you may actually learn something.
Well, it's true. It's funny. So I'm 47 years old, and if you ask me who my best friends are, it's mom and dad. We fight like cats and dogs still, but they're still my best friends.
Absolutely.
And
along with the dog, of course.
Well, Morgan, yes. By the way, Morgan is in the studio today. She is the official Regatta Radio dog, and she's wearing her official Regatta Radio
All
dog
access
tag.
pass.
She's got a little tag on her collar and everything. Thank you to Jane, the administrator at the St. Martin Yacht Club. So Rick, if folks are interested in getting either your book, Living a Championship Life, Game Plan for Success by Dr. Rick Goodman, or the book by your daughter, Jamie's Journeys, Travels with My Dad by Jamie Goodman, where do they get them?
All you got to do is go to Amazon, Amazon.com, and both of them are on there. Or you can go to www.rickgoodman.com for my book, or jamiejourney.com for hers. She already has her own website up, and she's rocking and rolling.
Well, very good stuff. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with us this morning. And,
Thanks for having us, son.
And we look forward to. Now, can I borrow these two?
Those are your books.
Well, thank you, sir. Because I'm always looking for easy reads, and I don't often have the time to do it. But Monday is Regatta Recovery Monday. So I'm looking forward to spending...
Well, the best part about both those books, short chapters, easy to read, one airplane ride, you're out.
I'm going to read both of them on the beach on Monday. That's my plan.
Perfect.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thanks for
Tom.
stopping by.